What's going on, guys? Mark here, Big Critique. Let's talk about how and what it takes to start a podcast. So let's go step by step, all right? First thing is, what are you podcasting about? You're gonna see so many people out there that say you should find a niche, you should know how to market to a specific group of people and all that, or whatever. You try to be unique, try to do this, try to do that. All bullshit. I think if you are a good enough salesman, you can sell yourself. There's a ton of market share out there for everybody. However, you should all know that the competition on YouTube is fierce. So, here's what you need to know. On YouTube, the last statistic that I read, which was like within the last week, states that about 250,000 videos get pushed up to YouTube every few seconds. So, you've got a lot of competition, right? So, in order to fight the competition, yes, if you could find something highly unique, and you should absolutely grab that market share. Otherwise, I think you should still try and post, because why not? So, first thing is this. Figure out what you're going to talk about. Second step, as far as camera to use your cell phone. If you really want to use a DSLR, you can use it. If you want to use a camcorder or a GoPro, go for it. I think that for when you're first starting out, using your phone is fine. Absolutely fine. To coincide with the using your phone thing, obviously it's YouTube. Everybody is going to be concerned with how they come across, how they look. We're all, and I'm going to tuck my shirt in backwards right now, right? Just to make sure that I look appropriate for you guys. We all want to look appropriate and look well presented and whatever. I did this to prove a point. When I got on YouTube, when I decided to start posting myself on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, which I think I'm a high advocate for, I think you should all post there, but I'll make a different video for that. I think you should all make a decision not to give a fuck on how you look. Like, listen, you should do your best to look presentable, I won't lie, but I think that the reason I say you should do your best not to give a fuck how you look is because you're always going to be your biggest critic. There will be people out there that see you that think you're incredible, and there will be people out there that think you suck to shit. It's just the way that it is. And so you just can't have an opinion on yourself if you're gonna do this. You can't do it. So I wouldn't be so concerned with how I look exactly. I would be concerned, if you're gonna be concerned with your footage, on the flow of how I'm saying words, my enunciations, so that you know people will be able to understand what you're saying. And for that reason, sometimes I'll delete and re-record because I realize, oh fuck, I slurred that word or I didn't enunciate that sentence properly. So, figure out what you're gonna talk about. Make the decision not to give a fuck. Get your phone out. Start posting. Before you go to post, figure out the name of your podcast. Take out a YouTube channel. Go to your Facebook, your Instagram. Once again, I think I said all that stuff before. Make yourself a brand. Make yourself a logo. Listen, there's plenty of free platforms to make logos when you're first starting this out. Use it. It will probably reflect to your, to whoever is watching, but it doesn't matter. You're first starting out, If you find that you're growing and that you're getting more views and your subscriptions are piling up, then you might want to consider a better looking logo. But until it happens, start out with a very basic logo for yourself. So that brings me to the next step. We can go to the next step. So, next step is this. As far as the content that you're posting, you should have some strategy to the content depending what it is. Especially if it's how-to videos, you should definitely have a strategy for it. Like, I recorded myself 3 or 4 times doing this video. 100%. Only because I realized I was all over the place. So, if you're gonna do how-to videos or really any type of videos, I believe the program is called, the website, it's like pardon me, it's a online software. It's called Canva, and they make you the thumbnails. Fact of the matter is, as I said before, there is fierce competition for this shit, and it's just a fact that everybody who is like sort of a branded or recognized YouTuber at this point puts out professional looking thumbnails. But you don't have to be scared. How do I do that? Because I'm telling you, you go to canva.com, you go through all the thumbnails, You can incorporate your own stuff if you're even a little Photoshop savvy. You know, you can really bring your own brand into it. And that's that. So once again, whip your phone out. Make sure you're speaking clear and concise. If you live in a city, I live in New York City, here's the problems that you will find when you first start to do this. Noise pollution from the outside. You hear that? Actually came perfect timing because I wanted to demonstrate this. I don't know how well you can hear it. Garbage truck, there's a truck outside or something like that. It's a big bitch. If you can find a place, a studio that's insulated from outside sounds, that's fantastic. They're not cheap though, so don't expect to be able to do that right away. Unless you got a few bucks, then go for it. So those are some of the hurdles that you'll face as far as shooting is concerned. I don't have one yet. A lot of people have bitched me out for it. It's gonna come. Microphones. You should get a microphone. You should absolutely get one. The audio to my phone is good, but the quality from a microphone is better. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this before, and I'm not going to edit this video. I'm just going to let it go for a few reasons. As far as the type of camera to use, so I say just whip your phone out and film because for the purpose of recording yourself to sit in front and talk in front of your phone and put yourself up on YouTube, I tried a DSLR. I have tried Mevo. It's a sort of like a webcam that moves around. I tried a webcam. I've tried a Ultra HD 4K camcorder from Samsung. To be honest with you, yes, the DSLR had great quality. So did the Samsung. I don't know how much of a difference I noticed between all those things on my cell phone. For the purposes of this podcast, if you want to film stuff, to be honest with you, I think you can film from your phones too, depending on what you want to film. A lot of people will give me a lot of shit for that, but don't care. You want to film stuff for focusing reasons? Yes, 100% a DSLR will obviously beat out a camcorder, a GoPro, your cell phone, zooming in and out and focusing all that. That's where you will see the value in a DSLR. But if you're going to invest any money into a podcast, you want to do it into your microphones. That's really where you want to do it into. The next thing I would say is where to post. So, a lot of people just post on YouTube, and I'm guilty of this too, or I used to be. I'm working on that. Here's where you want to post. YouTube is one platform. Not easy to get paid for. It's very saturated. You do it here as sort of a branding, and because if it grows, you can make money. You want to post to YouTube, to Facebook. Because when you post a video to Facebook, it automatically gets posted to Facebook Watch. And that is fantastic for spreading your reach because it's a lot newer than YouTube, right? So Facebook and Facebook Watch, you really want to utilize Facebook groups. Just pick ones that are applicable to what you'll be talking about, because otherwise you're going to be spamming them and you'll get kicked out eventually. Facebook groups are a phenomenal way of funneling people to get the views. Last time I heard from Facebook, to make any money from them, you need, what is it? For every million views, I think you make like $700. Last time I heard. So Facebook and Facebook Watch, you want to post to IGTV. I believe IGTV, you can only post in increments of up to 15 minutes, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'll put it out there anyway. I don't really care. TikTok. You got 60 seconds. What you do with TikTok is, and this is, you're going to get a little more advanced when it comes to this. If you want to put segments from your podcast onto TikTok, what you'll need to do is you'll need to cut it up and make highlights, which you should do anyway for YouTube. If you're going to make a podcast that lasts 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, I'm not going to do it for this one. I'm just not going to have time. I know that. But I try to make highlights for all of my podcasts for YouTube. You should do it for YouTube, for Facebook, for Instagram. Your stuff should be all over Facebook stories and Instagram stories. That's where you will get the majority of consistent views from your stories, by the way, at least on Instagram. You'll get a decent amount from Facebook Watch too, but I feel like Instagram stories are a killer. They're great. As far as editing is concerned, it's not that hard. You know, you can go on this platform, and you can go on YouTube, and you could look at all the Adobe Premiere Pro tutorials for basic shit. If you have half a head on your shoulders, which I hope all of you do, you can log in to Adobe Premiere Pro, and if you're, assertive and you're a go-getter, you can figure it out real quick. Listen, I want to stress this. Oh, also, put yourself on Twitch. I'm still learning that one as well. YouTube is one platform. I have a blog coming soon. If you guys want to make money, YouTube will pay, but remember something. You're always at the mercy of their platform. Always, always, always. So however their algorithm works, or this and that and blah, 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 you're at mercy of that. So if you get into this deeply, right, and you're making a complete living from YouTube, right? Say, for example, you start making upper six figures. Fantastic. Congratulations. And YouTube changes their algorithm completely and completely fucks you, right? You're beat. Don't get romantic on one platform. Do your best not to. Brings me to, I think this is my last point on this entire podcast. Someone said to me, hey, listen, I'm thinking about starting a podcast for real estate. Should I do it? Obviously, I said, yes, go for it. You never know. I think it's a good idea, Should I open more than one channel for, what I'm doing? No, don't do that. I've made that mistake before. I made that mistake of having more than one channel. You're not going to have the time. It's a lot of work. This is a lot of work. With zero guarantee on any return, you got to love it, right? And you got to make the time for it. Notice I didn't say you have to have the time. You have to make the time, right? Another example of noise pollution in New York City. So try your best. So, like, for example, I went on vacation. I fucked up. I went on vacation and I fucked up. I posted once. I did my Joker review on vacation. My fiance was still asleep. I was trying to take it easy and relax. A lot of you could say, oh, you were on vacation. Internet doesn't give a fuck that I was on vacation, though. Like, the algorithms, the consistency that YouTube looks for doesn't give a flying fuck. That I'm on vacation, that you're on vacation. So if you want this, it's a note to myself as much as it is to you. You gotta cut all the bullshit. You just gotta cut all the bullshit and fucking post. Doesn't really matter what you post, because the thing that you learn, that I learned real quick, is this. What you think is gonna be a big seller, gonna get a ton of views, may even go viral, probably won't go viral. It's what you don't think will hit that usually hits. We can never see ourselves for what we are because we are in ourselves. Everybody else can though, right? So there's all that. And I guess that's it. I gotta go to a friend's house. I gotta go. They called me over and I was supposed to probably be over like a half an hour ago. So I'm out, guys. Listen, I hope you found some value in this. Hit the subscribe button, hit the alert button. I got way more content coming this weekend. Love you all. Goodbye.